Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday? No, Wednesday. That means the coworkers will be saying, Mike to me. Yes, it happens almost every Wednesday. August 4th. And it is day 29 in the Big Brother house. So we're over a third of the way through Big Brother, with a long way to go. Finale is September 29th, if my source is correct, which has been correct the last couple of years about what's going on. And they told me when the start date was and when the finale was. So we're sticking with that. Of course, the finale date can always change. They changed it last year. They pushed it back a week. But I don't think that'll happen this year. I don't think we're going to kick into October with Big Brother. But what's new? You know what? It's still very much a feeling, shuffling, waiting for Whitney to be gone thing. And I don't even think I mentioned it yesterday, but yeah, the power veto wasn't used, right? We talked about that on Monday. I didn't even talk about it on Monday, and then I probably didn't mention it again yesterday. But by the way, the power veto wasn't used, and Whitney obviously knows she's going. She's been doing a bucket list of things. Night before last, they did a nightclub thing where she did her 2-hour makeup session, and then they, did a pretend nightclub in the backyard. And then last night, they did a spa thing where they all sat around with facial masks on and whatever else they were doing. I wasn't paying close attention because the nighttime seems to be the time for them to just do community group things, and so there's not much game talk going on. Lots of game talk happened yesterday. Lots of feeling each other out, shuffling, figuring out where they were going to be, how things are going to go. I hate putting too much weight in any one thing a person says. I can't report it all. I can't talk about it all. I hear a lot. And all it does is it goes into my brain, and I kind of swirl it around and kind of get a general sense of what the hell is going on. But there is so much game talk going on in this house that you cannot take all of it as fact. But I've talked about that before. I know I have to you guys. I know I have to myself for sure. That you just have to remember that not every one of these discussions is honest discussion. One or both of the people are telling the other person what they expect to hear or what they want to hear. And so you have to weed out the fake from the real, or you just have to listen to it all and then start to figure out what you think is the fake and what is the real. For example, yesterday at one time, in my half watching, half perusing of the live feeds, it was during the day, so it was me checking in and glancing and seeing what was being reported by others. There was a conversation between Derek X and Christian, where they're talking about how no one considers them. No one realizes that the two of them are working together, and everyone expects them to take each other out. So as long as they don't, they're good. That was the gist of what was being said. All right. Okay. So fast forward to last night, I turn on the live feeds, and here is Derek X talking with Tiffany, about how they have to get out Christian. He knows he has to get out Christian. He has to go to Christian, and he's planning on backdooring Christian of the people to go after. He's like, well, between Sarah Beth and Christian, I'd rather. Tiffany kind of wants Sarah Beth out before Christian. She has this affinity for Christian. And Derek is like, well, I think Christian is the stronger player, but I can't take him out directly. I would have to backdoor him. So I might put up Sarah Beth, but my actual target would be to backdoor Derek. And a little part of me is going like, okay, who's Derek more loyal to? Is Derek more loyal to Christian, or is Derek more loyal to Tiffany? And I'm not 1,000% sure one way or the other. I am thinking that Derek is probably being more loyal to Tiffany in this case But he isn't telling Tiffany that I'm talking with Derek and I'm telling him this stuff. He's just talking about taking Derek out. Likewise, I don't think Derek is telling Christian about these conversations with Tiffany. And to me, that's when I start to say, all right, when I see someone be a complete open book or an almost complete open book with someone, that's where I get all right, that's who they're completely loyal to, and those are the conversations I can trust implicitly as to what's being said. And I don't know if there's any of those conversations going on in the house right now. I don't even know about Christian and Alyssa, and I tweeted about this. So right now, they are all playing the game so hard that you can't trust what they're saying to each other. You might be able to trust what they're saying to the cameras, and who was it that would do that? Who was it that would do that? Was it Vanessa? There was somebody, and I don't think it was Derek, because I don't think Derek camera talked at all. But there was one of these really, really good house guests, and it might have been Dan. I don't know if Dan really talked to camera. It's been a long time since Dan's been on, so I'm just remembering this where the person would camera talk, and I go like, my God, they're lying to us too. It was like, this person isn't even being honest with us, and we're watching them. That's the level that some of these people are playing the game. It's like, you're even lying to the people watching the live feeds about what your motivations are or what your plans are. We know that's not what you're doing, but you're telling us that's what you're doing. It's like, no, that's not what you're doing. I don't know who it was. So I don't think that's the case with Tiffany when she talks to the camera. I think she's being sincere, but Tiffany has basically admitted she's torn. She's going different directions. She was telling Derek last night that she's got this, she doesn't want to go after Christian, and it's not for the right reasons. It's for personal. It's like, I like the kid. She's also said that originally she didn't want to be, who she wanted to be up against, and now she kind of wants to be up against Hannah, potentially, in the final two. Realizing, she said originally her plan was that she wanted to make the finals and be up against someone that she could clearly beat, and now she's not sure about that because the house changes you. Is that legit? Is that real? It probably is from Tiffany. I don't see Tiffany as the type to just BS us. Now, what they say in the diary room to the camera, I don't know how much I trust. Because I'm not sure how much production coaching is going on in there. Saying, well, what if you said this? Because there have been times where we know that production has asked the house guests to say certain things, and the only reason we know about it is because it's been from house guests complaining and saying, I wasn't going to say that. They wanted me to say that. There's no way I was going to say that. And it's like, all right, well, I'm glad you put your foot down in that case, but how many times have there been places and conversations that have been presented to us in the diary room that the house guest didn't say, oh, no, I won't say that? How much of it was they came up with it on their own, and how much it is that, oh, okay, you want me to say this? Sure, I'll say that. For storytelling purposes, to kind of give us a little bit something to go on. How many house guests this week have expressed doubt about whether Whitney will stay or go when they all know she's going? I mean, look, she's checking off her bucket list because she knows she's getting evicted on Thursday. Even she is not putting up much of a fight. I mean, very little. She's just not going. She's just not. She knows she's going. She's checking. I want to get these things done before I go. Can we do all these things? And of course they're going to go, oh, sure, let's do this. Sure, let's do that. Let's do everything you'd like to do before we kick you out the door. So, wow, I just tangent to tangent to tangent. So back to the house guests being honest with each other. I just don't know who's being completely honest with each other. Again, it's Alyssa, Christian. If you can't trust the two of them, who can you trust? They are a showmance, but Alyssa said, I wouldn't be interested. This guy's too young for me. He's a kid. So he's a boy toy for her is what it amounts to. And he's got better alliances than she does outside of their showmance. And she's like going, you know what? I'm in trouble because if they get rid of you, I got no one. And she's not wrong. So, she knows she's basically telling him to his face, I got to get more contacts out there because without you, I got nothing or very little. And so she's basically saying, I got to go work with people because I don't trust to be just with you, which is not a bad thing, even if they were in a totally committed do or ride or die final two. But they're not, in my opinion. There is no ride or die final two in that house. Just like there was a Tiffany and Christian made a final two yesterday, right? Was that yesterday or the day before? I've already talked about this. I was like, yeah, that's not real. It's not real at all. That's nothing. And Brittany's got a final two with Azah. I mean, these aren't real things. It's making Azah feel guilty probably because she knows that Brittany's like, a target. I mean, and Azah did say, put me up instead of her kind of a thing. Still, all in all, it's a good season. It's just not, what I said, was this yesterday or the day before? Damn it. I think it was the day before. It's Big Brother. Big Brother's CBS is having a hard time putting this show, presenting what's going on in the house to us without the use of sound effects and cartoons-ish things. This is not the Big Brother they have grown the most recent fans on. The most recent, the newest fans, the majority of. Obviously, a lot of newer fans are plenty intelligent and would enjoy a cerebral game of, maneuvering. How about this? And I'm not the first one to make this comparison. Survivor could be called chess, and Big Brother could be called checkers. That's not because Survivor is harder than Big Brother, especially in the mental game. I've always said that Survivor is a harder physical game and Big Brother is a harder mental game. But I really think for the TV viewers, for the players, Big Brother is the harder mental game, Survivor is the harder physical game. Don't forget, Survivor's 39 days, and Big Brother is, 3 times that. So let's not forget about that, even though you don't see it in the TV, part of it really. You see, Survivor's, the season on Survivor is just as long as the TV season, but the actual person. I just had a truck with a trailer pull in front of me. They could have waited. And now I'm behind them. All right. I'm getting close to work, by the way. So I've said it about 3 different ways now. The point is, Survivor is a very tough game, but physically it's more tough than Big Brother. Big Brother mentally is longer, and you just have to be, a lot more. There's a lot more going on as far as not being able to get away, not having mentally the cameras are different. You're even though you're not on an island, you are in some ways more isolated than on Survivor because you got cameramen walking around with you that we don't see, but they're there, and they talk to the cameramen and stuff. They can talk with people, production face to face. So we've had romances between Survivor contestants in the production. I think production and Big Brother have dated the occasional house guest, but it's after the season, not during. And they definitely do develop crushes on the staff in the diary room. That happens too. But they don't see them face to face. But the mental strain is much more. However, for TV purposes, the producers of Survivor seem to treat the fans as more adults than the producers of Big Brother, and it's the recent production. Big Brother back in the early seasons was definitely more mature. It was Shapiro. Was it Shapiro? Was that his name? The producer who was also the one that created the show called the HBO series Scared Straight. It's a very serious. The tone during Big Brother 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there, it was fairly serious a lot of the time. The tone on Big Brother USA is in the recent seasons is very cartoonish, very very childish, and I'm talking in circles. They can't. This cast is designed much more for the early seasons of Big Brother, and would be more suited to that production style, and so I think they're having a hard time bringing that to the viewers. if that makes sense. Or, they're like, well, we can't show them this stuff because they won't enjoy it as much. I don't know. I'm probably half, or maybe they're not giving us credit, or giving most of the fans credit, that if they re-edited it to be a little bit more serious, it would be good. All right, with all that said, I've talked in circles. It's 15 minutes. And I'm walking to the office, so I should wrap this up, because obviously I'm getting quiet. It's because I have people walking near me, and I don't want to have them hear me talking to myself about Big Brother, because guess what? Just like everyone else. Yeah, we don't do that. You guys have a good day. Thank you for listening. And nothing major is going to happen today in the house, other than more plotting, more stuff going on. But it all comes down to the endurance competition, which I did a series of tweets late last night. Probably not the best time to do it, because they're probably going to get buried in the timelines. But if you're interested, check my Twitter timeline. I listed a bunch of different head of household competitions, and with a few pictures and stuff, and some times, just at a general thing. You can check it out, and comment if you want, or share it, or retweet it, or anything. And then, 1 second. Okay, share your thoughts. And thank you for listening. Thank you to my patrons. Aaron, again, my newest patron, thank you to you. I went to try to find your Twitter account, and I couldn't. I wanted to go and look at your old tweets about the Memphis thing. So, Aaron, there's a direct message to you. Thank you again, everybody. We'll talk to you later. If you want to be a patron, you can go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. Otherwise, just enjoy listening and share it with your friends. All right? We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, wait. One last thing. I did do Twitch last night. And now I want to start doing Twitch again. So I may do a Twitch stream again today. We'll have to see. Those of you that see me on YouTube Live and have ever seen me on Twitch, I may be jumping switch on YouTube Live, because my experience with Twitch yesterday was pretty good, and I had more people chatting. So those of you that didn't see it, you may want to check it out, or figure out how to install the app, because I may be doing that again as opposed to YouTube Live. We'll see. I may do both. Hard telling. Okay, now I'm out. Goodbye. Take care.